Hello, McCord 6th graders. All right, Mr. Heath here, and we're gonna do a video to show you guys some of the stuff for this week. So this week we assigned number 85 through 89, and today I'm gonna do a video, and then tomorrow and Friday do something to try to help you guys get better at those. So you've had a couple days to practice them on your own, and now we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is kind of how do we make those sound a lot better. Okay, so here in front of me I have the clarinet book, and you'll remember that any of the boxes that have the different color, those show us new notes that we need to remember or learn. Sometimes it's a reminder of an old note, sometimes it's a brand new note. So before you can do any of these, you gotta make sure that you can play these two notes really well. Fingering charts are always listed for every instrument, so take a look at that. And then you're gonna practice starting with number 85, getting those newer notes for some of your instruments. And then you're gonna move on to 86, 87, 88, and finally, being able to play 89 is our goal. Next week, 89 will be part of our assignment. Okay, now some of you have asked about being able to find the exercises on Smart Music, even though I didn't assign it as an assignment. You can still find it, and Addie's gonna help show you how. Say hi, Addie.
Hi.
Okay, so Addie's gonna log into her account in Smart Music. Okay, and once she's logged in, go ahead and click the screen to log in. Very good. We have to wait a bit for it to come up. On the right-hand side where it says Find Music, she's gonna click there, and she's gonna type in Standard of Excellence. Hit enter, and what happens is it'll come up with a bunch of different options, but you want to make sure that you pick book number 1. And Addie's going to click on book 1, Standard of Excellence, and a little pop-up shows up, and that pop-up will show you the different instruments that you can select from. You click open, then you're going to hit the refresh button. Yeah, sometimes you have to hit the refresh button for it to show you all your instruments. And the instrument we haven't pulled up yet is flute. So go ahead and pull up flute. And then it shows you what movement you want to pick. And basically that coordinates with the number in the book of what movement you would pick. So she's going to scroll down to number 85. Click 85, and the flute part will pop up. I'm going to show you the flute example. So we have the flute example here. And flutes, these are all notes that you've learned already. So we're in 3/4 time, but you're playing the lower octave notes. So A flat, G, and F. Those are the only 3 notes that are in this. They just go in a different order. So you need to learn to play those notes, but remember, we're doing those in the lower octaves. So this should be pretty easy for you guys. Clarinets, there's your example. You have those really low notes in there. Now you only have 3 notes as well. B flat, A, and G. Those are the only 3 notes that you have. Different rhythms, of course, as they mix up there. But you gotta make sure that you can play those low notes really well. So, if we go over to our book, in order to play those, you need to be able to play A, and you need to be able to play G. Addie's gonna demonstrate that for us. So, Addie, can you play a low A first? We have thumb in the back, 1, 2, 3 in the left hand, 1 and 2 in the right hand, and go ahead and play that note and hold it. So it's a low note, good, and you have to have a nice open sound, lots of air. Now to get down to the G, all she's gonna do is add a 3rd finger there. All the other fingers stay the same, and go ahead and play that low G now. So I would practice those 2 notes first before you try to play your example. Saxophones, you guys are next. So saxophones, you have F naturals, which we've learned. That's where you use 1, 2, and 3 in your left hand and 1st finger in your right hand. Then the low E and D, those are new low notes for us. Low E, we use the same thing on the left hand, 1, 2, 3 on the left hand, but the right hand for an E, which is that 2nd note, you're gonna use 1st and 2nd, okay? Then for the D, which is next, you're gonna add another finger in your right hand, which is 1, 2, and 3. So once again, your left hand stays down, 1, 2, and 3, but for the F, your right hand is 1st finger, add the 2nd finger, add the third finger, and so on for those notes. So that's for the saxophone. Okay, next we're gonna talk about the brass players. Okay, so we're gonna start with the trumpets. Trumpets, notice you have 3 notes only. B flat first valve, A second valve, A first and second valve, excuse me, G open. So only those 3 notes. First valve, 1 and 2, open, B flat, A, G. This exercise is one that a lot of you need to work on to get your higher partials. That is all brass players. All right, guys, so to get the higher partials, we talked about getting faster wind. So if I put my mouthpiece in and I go to play that high B flat for the trumpets, which would be the same as an A flat for the baritones and trombones, I push first valve down, or third position for the trombones. Here I can get some different notes out. So here's my higher note. That's the B flat that we want. But sometimes when some of you go for it, the lower note, a low F, or a low B flat accidentally pops out. So you want that higher one. The way I work on this on my own is I play exercises like 85 that focus on high notes. I play those a lot. And I play them slowly so I can build my strength. But I also buzz on the mouthpiece, and I try to do our slides but go up. Here I'm sliding to that note, so I'll try to play the note first. But if I miss it, I'll go to my mouthpiece. And I try to slide up and try to match that note. So the 3 notes, if you want to watch this video back, brass players, the 3 notes if you want to listen to how they sound and match them. Here's the first note. Here's the next one. Here's the third one. We are to our low brass example. So baritones, your fingerings is the same as what I just showed on the trumpet. But trombones, yours is going to be different with your slide position, okay? You have that high A flat. We've learned the low one. That high A flat is third position. Then we have our G, which is fourth. Then we have our F, which is first position. Then back to our G, back to fourth. And then so on for these notes. Remember, it's only 3 different notes, but of course there's more than 3 notes here. It's the same 3 notes, just in a different order. So working on the high range should be your first priority. Once you feel like you have 85 down, then you can move on 86, 87, 88, and finally 89. But I really want you to make sure you have 85 down really solid on all of your instruments before you move forward. If you're ahead of that and you've already got it, great. If you're partway there, keep working at it. If you're really lost, send me an email. I'd love to help you out. Now, we're going to say goodbye. See ya.